I returned to Quaramonte and found that George had left a message with Conchita. He'd already left for the Indian village, so I hurried to catch up with him. When I arrived, I found a scene of desolation. These sunglasses are George's. George, where are you? Titipoco, I'm almost glad to see you. You little asshole! What happened here? Are you responsible for this? And where's George? Have you seen him? He was pointing to the remains of a burned-out hut. That barrel would have looked great on my patio, filled with shrubs. There was nothing in the barrel. They were George's shades. It was Titipoco. I still hadn't forgiven him for knocking me out with his poisoned dart. These are George's shades, right? Has he been here?
Jaws!
Where is he now? What's that? It looks like the stone we bought from Paris, but it's different. Yes, it has a carving of an eagle. That clinches it. George must have found this stone in the Caribbean and managed to hide the stone when the village was attacked by Karzak's men. I hope to God that George was all right. Where's George? George has been here, right? He was pointing to the smoldering remains of a hut. It was a very hot and blackened stone. It was a smashed lantern, probably the cause of this destruction. I didn't need the lantern since it was still daylight. Besides, it was broken. The water could have cooled the stone if I could figure out a way of getting it into the barrel. I just didn't have the strength to tip that barrel. Hey, Shorty! Make yourself useful and help me with this barrel. Thanks. I recognize that. It's the coyote stone. I had the coyote and jaguar stones. Titipoco had the eagle. According to the shaman, that's all we needed to deal with Tezcatlipoca. Pity he hadn't any ideas for dealing with Karzak. What is it? Where are you pointing? It was a smash. I didn't. The ground was covered with ashes. We arrived to find George being led up the stairs. We clearly didn't have much time. The engine looked like it was supposed to power the lift. It was an old electricity generator. The button didn't seem to do anything. There was an unlit torch by the base of the steps. The button didn't seem to do anything. It looked like a fuel line. It looked like Karzakom was using Quaramontean troops and local Indians as his guards. Would you like some chocolate, Titi Poco? It's good vintage. You're smarter than you look. How did you hook up with a maniac like Karzakom in the first place?
Karzak? Whoop whoop loco!
Yes, he scares me too. Titi Poco, any ideas what I can do with this rope? He just looked at me. If anybody was going to come up with a plan, it was going to have to be me. There was an unlit torch by the base of the steps.
Hey, señorita!
Too late. I had been seen.
Bonjour, capitaine.
Only sergeant, pretty one. What are you doing here?
Snuggles said I could come here with him.
Snuggles?
Oh, I mean the general. We're, friends. May I go up the pyramid?
We have strict instructions not to let anybody pass.
Oh, but I've told you who I am. Surely nobody would mind.
Well,
Oh, please, I'd be ever so grateful.
I tell you what. I'll ask Pablo if it's okay for you to go up.
If Pablo saw me, I'd be dead. No, it's not worth the bother. I'm not really that interested in their stupid pyramid anyway.
Well, okay. It's men's work up there anyway.
I'll just run along and play around here, okay?
Okay, you do that.
It looked like Karzakom was using Quaramontean troops and local Indians as his guards. I could think of no reason why I would want to pull a heavy torch from the ground. The fuel from the severed line had formed a pool. There was nothing I wanted. The engine looked like it was supposed to power the lift. The motor spluttered into life. The engine looked like it was supposed to power the... The engine was working okay, but it wasn't connected to the equipment lift. Titipoko, any ideas? He just... The scaffold gantry went all the way up the pyramid. It was a simple wooden platform lift, used for shifting. There was nothing up. The scaffold gantry went all... There was nothing...
There was nothing useful. The engine was working.
Titipoco, I have an important job for you. Take this rope to the top of this scaffolding and throw it over the top.
Rope.
Titipoco, when I tell you, I want you to copy what I am doing.
Copy.
Okay? Copy.
Georges!
I realized those bastards were going to sacrifice George to Tezcatlipoca.
Over my dead body?
Thankfully, George was the only one to notice me.
Where are they? The eclipse is about to happen.
Patience. Your mother will be here soon and Karzak will be close behind. Just keep the Yankee covered and leave the worrying to others.
Yeah, Raoul.
The maniacs were going to sacrifice George!
Shut up, Stobart. Just shut up!
Calm down. He's no threat.
Hey, Raoul, why don't you do us both a favor and shoot Pablo?
You're very funny, Stobart. I haven't forgotten Marseille. When Karzak cuts your heart out, I'll be the one laughing.
I'll bet I'm not the only one due for the chop around here either. Hey, Raoul?
I'm warning you.
Raoul was a bundle of raw nerves. I hoped George wouldn't push him too far. Karzak's goons had left an ammunition belt lying around. There were a few sealed crates and drums. None of them looked like they might be useful.
It was a round of ammunition. He wouldn't have won. Non. Non, I'd have to think of something else. It was a round of ammunition. There was... The fuel from the severed line had formed a pool. There was an unlit torch by the base of the steps. That's the kind of thing Georges would do, not me. It was around... Come on, Collard, think... That would... I was going to have... I didn't want to push my luck by talking with the guards again. Titipoco, do you still have that lighter gun you pulled on me so amusingly?
What's going on over there? Do you need help, my pretty?
Nothing's wrong. I dropped, a cigarette butt. Everything is under control. I'll have the fire out in a minute or two. He wouldn't have wanted...
What's that? What's happening?
Trouble.
Give it up. The pyramid's surrounded.
I'll find out what the trouble is. Watch Stubber doesn't pull any tricks. If he does, shoot him in the head, not through the heart.
Why does it matter? He'll be dead either way.
His heart belongs to Tezcatlipoca.
That's not true. We just had dinner a couple of times.
There was a pair of pots from which columns of smoke arose. Non. The crates and drums were...
drop the gun or I shoot!
Please, don't hurt me.
Don't worry yourself, my finger isn't loaded.
Nico, what are you doing here?
Firstly, I'm going to set Georges free, and then screw up Karzak's scheme.
No, I can't let you do that. Karzak has promised me power.
Raoul, wake up. The only thing Karzak has on offer is death. You may want to ask Oublié, except you can't. Karzak murdered him.
You're lying. Oublié's in Europe.
Sure, he's in Europe. In London, on a mortuary slab with 2 bullet holes in him.
But Karzak promised. When he frees Tezcatlipoca, we'll all be granted great power.
Listen to her, Raoul. Karzak's insane.
I don't know. I need to think.
You've let your mother do your thinking for you up to now. You need to think for yourself. Your mother and Karzak think alike. There's only one expendable member of the plan left, and that's you.
Mother would never betray me.
Oh, I'm tired of trying to reason with you, Raoul. Titipoco. Watch this man, and if he makes a move, shoot him with your gun. Hold still, Georges. I don't want to sacrifice you by accident.
You have no idea how glad I am to see you.
They were going to cut your heart out. I think I can guess. We can save the happy reunions for later. We've got to move. Come on!
We're safe.
This is a dead end.
We're toast. I know, Titipoco. I'm not too happy here either.
He knows this is Tezcatlipoca's pyramid, the house of the enemy.
Well, we can't stay here like rats in a trap.
And we can't go out the way we came in. It would be suicide. I'll have a look round. Maybe there's another way out. In the meantime... Take this. It's the Coyote Stone. It might bring you luck, I hope.
You managed to recover the stones from the village? Then we might have a chance after all. Incidentally, what would Titipoco have done if Graciento had moved?
Titipoco? Nothing. He's given up violence. This was a time for action, not talk. On the wall was an intricate pattern in blue and gold. There was a large image on the wall of a man in ceremonial garb. More usefully, there were also a couple of levers. Oof! The lever was very difficult to move and appeared to do nothing anyway. Heave! Still no good. Georges?
Yeah?
Georges, I can only pull one lever at a time, and I think we need to pull both together.
Okay, I'm up for that.
Raoul, there's something suspicious This sacrifice! Where is it?
Nico was here with Titipoco. They set him free. I couldn't stop them.
You idiot! I should have strangled you at birth. Titipoco's gone soft. He wouldn't have hurt you.
I know that.
The darkness of the sun is almost upon us, and we have no sacrifice to appease Tezcatlipoca. Have you any idea what your incompetence will cost us?
I think so. And I'm glad.
What?
The Mayans weren't fools. Tezcatlipoca should stay exactly where they put him.
Finally got some backbone from somewhere, huh? Shame it's so late in the day.
I'd rather die than see you and Karzak with that devil's power.
Fine, we're still a sacrifice short. See, the eclipse begins. Pablo, kill him! Tezcatlipoca can feed upon his yellow heart.
Nikko was right all along, but it's still not too late.
Come on then, Pablo. Let's see who sacrifices who.